Hello and welcome back to Invest with Humility. My name is Bruno, and on this video we're going to discuss what order driving prices. So what makes the prices to move? Okay, so a lot of people think news or events make prices to move, but actually um, what makes prices move are the orders that people send in. Okay, and through this video we're going to discuss in detail example. You're going to see how different orders how the prices move on different stocks, because you will see that ultimately it all depends with the orders that are coming in. Okay, all right, so one thing you should note is that the shares outstanding now is something that we haven't talked about yet. Shares outstanding is the amount of shares that the company has. Okay, now let me say, your company has 100,000 shares, right? Let's say our company has 100,000 shares. Again, we're referring to shares outstanding. It's the amount of shares that were issued by the company. So all shares outstanding are 100,000. Now, there's something else that we haven't covered, which is called the float. Now, the float is actually the amount of shares that are currently trading in the market. So it's not because a company has 100,000 shares outstanding, that means 100,000 shares are afloat, because a company might be holding some of the shares for itself, or some other shares are locked up for a specific time period. So the shares that trade on the market right now is the amount that is on the float, the amount of shares that are on the float. Okay, so for example, for this particular example, 75,000 shares are the float, meaning these 75,000 shares are the shares that are trading in the market right now. So if you want to buy all the shares in the market, you cannot buy. You can buy 75,000 shares of stock. So there's 25,000 shares that are locked up somewhere, either by the company, um, either by some private investor, someone that is not available on the market at this particular time. So um, if you look on your notes, we're going to give you an example. So a few things that you should note, right? On your screen here, I'm just going to go briefly like what you see on the screen so that you may understand it. So on this lane here, these are the watch lists that I've picked up, right? And here's the chart. So whenever I click on each specific stock, it gives me the chart and then it gives me the information about it. So I've made it very simplistic. I do not have many indicators here to avoid confusion. I'll be adding indicators as we discuss those indicators in the future. But for now, this is all the information that we'll need, right? And at least for this particular video. And here are some of the key things that we're going to discuss today. So you're going to see that we have something above here, which says order book, and this is level 1. We have order book level 2, and then we have a time and sales. Okay, now real quick, let me explain what all of this means. So you may see, if you have looked at different traders trading, you will see they always have level 2 open. So what does level 2 mean? Or this is also referred to as the book. So this is where we see all the orders which are coming in. So this is the detailed view of all the orders which are coming in, or the orders which are pending. And typically all the orders will have a ticker. So the ticker is DOCU for DocuSign. You see this is a long form, but this is a ticker number. It will also have the size, so the size of the order. So in this particular case here, there's someone who wants to buy 350 shares of DocuStock, okay, and they want to buy it at $50.87. So the way the level 2 works is that whichever person who wants to buy at the highest price, their order will be placed above. It's not based on time necessarily, well, unless the two orders come at the same time and they all want to execute the same amount of shares. But typically it would be the amount, it will be the highest bidder. So as you can see here, we have a bid and an ask. Okay, so for the bid, it will be the person who's willing to pay the most for that particular stock. That's who their price will be above. So as you can see here, this person is waiting for the stock to drop to $50.87 so that they can buy 350 shares. Okay, now there's a caveat to this. Waiting for stock to get at a specific price that means that if a stock has a lot of momentum and it's trading a lot, it's not as slow as this stock, that means you may miss that trade. So as you can see, since we started making this video, this trade has been here, but it hasn't been executed because there's not enough volume. Okay, so we'll cover volume in a different part, so that you understand what all these things mean. But volume is key in also moving prices. Okay, so if we had more people placing orders, or selling more, then you will see the volume move. But essentially what's happening here is that you see different buyers coming in. We're only dealing with the bid side here first, right? You see different buyers, and as we have discussed, they're all listed based on the price they're willing to pay. So the buyers who are willing to pay a higher price are listed above with their size or the amount of shares that they're willing to buy for. Okay, so they're all listed above here, as you can see. And then on the ask, it's the opposite. The ask is, this is a section where people want to sell. So the list of people who want to sell the stock, and you will see that the person who wants to sell for the least price, they're listed above. So you will see that this person wants to sell 1 share. You'll see another person wants to sell 1 share. But the most common thing here you will see is that the prices go from the lowest to the highest. Okay, so it doesn't matter what time you put in your order. If you have a lower price, your order will come above. So in other words, all these orders could have been placed right now, but since this is the lowest order, it's going to come above. And that's how it works. And on the bid side, it's the opposite. The person who's willing to pay the most, their orders will come above. I hope that is clear. If you have any questions, please leave them on the comments below. I'll be happy to jump in and cover and answer your questions further. Excuse me. Moving on. Now, after a trade is executed, then it comes under time and sale. So you see brokerage companies are required to report their time and sale, and you can see here, for example, the last trade that we have, it was a buy, and it was at 1637, and it was for 1 stock. Okay, so someone sold 1 share at 1637, and this was the price for it. And you will see that it comes to update under the bid section. Okay, so so this is where you'll see the latest trade. It will post here showing that this is the latest trade which was executed. Now above here, what you see is level 1, and level 1 is a simple view of the book, or level 2, meaning you see, if for example you want to buy right now, how much you'll pay for. So it's 50.87. You will see it's essentially a summary of the first orders that we have for the buy and the sell. So it's telling you on a brief overview that what is the lowest that you can buy the stock right now, and what is the lowest that you can sell the stock right now. Okay, so this is a brief overview. Typically these things correlate together, so you may choose to only have level 2 open, or you may choose to have level 2, level 1 open, and the time of sales. But these are the things which drive orders. So as you can see, for this stock, it's after hours, it's after 4 p.m. so it's really not moving so much, because typically our trades happen in the morning, or like throughout the day. Right now things are slowing down, but you also see that the stock is pretty slow. So let me try to see a stock which is moving a little bit. Let me see which stock had really big movements today. Or the order. Okay, so this stock has some activities, as you can see. This is VVPR. I wouldn't recommend you trade this. It's a penny stock. I do not know much about it. All I see is that it has a lot of movement in after hours. So this is a good one to demonstrate what we're studying today. Okay, so as you can see, the stock has a relatively low float, meaning it is moved easily with when people buy like a lot of shares, and when people sell a lot of shares, it's also moved pretty significantly. You'll see it had 53% after hours. With a few sales, it is reduced. And with 20 or 30,000 shares, it will be moving. But keep in mind, look at these orders that are coming in, right? So the orders which are going to execute are, for example, if for example you place a market order, it will buy or it will sell at the market order right away. Meaning, if someone wants to sell right now, it's going to sell it at this price, because this is the this is the cheapest price that someone is willing to sell the stocks for. Okay, and if someone wants to buy, they have to buy it at this price. Okay, this is the latest price. So as you can see, it keeps on updating here. So if you want to buy, you will be buying at this price. If you want to sell, you'll be selling at this price. Now you may see some orders which are coming and you're wondering why is the price different. They want to sell at a different price. So yes, sometimes the price can be different, but that means this person will have to wait for their orders to be executed. So until either the price drops to that amount or someone places until either the price drops to that amount, then it will execute. And it's the same thing for a buy. If you want to buy the shares, and right now it's not exactly at 61, so you see that this order hasn't executed, but when it got to 61, then it executed. Okay, so that is how it works. It's just supply and demand. All that matters is that when you place an order, if it's a market order, either buy or sell, it will execute right away. But if it's a limit order, in meaning that you're placing a bid to buy at a specific price, or you're asking to sell at a specific price, you have to wait until that price for it to be executed. This then the level 2 will be updating and the level 1 will be updating. You'll see it updates all the time, and all the time and sale will also be updating below here. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. I'm sorry the chart isn't doing much. We're wondering, like, there are a lot of trades happening. Why are the charts not doing much? It's because this is after hours and it's not updating it, because this is just a free version that I signed up for, and I just want to show you. But as you can see, the stock is moving so much. It's after hours, it's almost at 60%. Again, this could be a pump and dump, so be careful. Do not jump on things that just look good. You want to be careful before you place these trades. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you understood what moves the prices. As the conclusion of the matter is that the orders that people send are what moves the price. So it's basically supply and demand. If we have more people buying, then the stocks keep going up. If we have more people selling, the stock will go down. And you can use this data from the level 2 that we have here, and the time of sales, as well as the level 1. Some traders even use this to anticipate if the price is going to go up or down depending on the incoming orders. So when someone sees that, hey, there's a big order to sell here, the stock will drop a little bit. So remember, we're almost at 59, the stock dropped a little bit. So keep those things in mind. I hope you got some insight on this. Thank you for watching, and be blessed.